Hello, in this video, I would like to talk to you a little bit about learning how to read patterns. And in this particular pattern book, I just wanted to share with you the pattern book that I have. And again, I'm so sorry that I don't have a really big real estate on my screen, so I really have to move this around. But I'd leave the name of the book in the description. But I got this book from Amazon. It didn't have any English versions, but I was okay because it's a really chart book. And in there, there's a lot of patterns. There's knit patterns, but specifically today, I wanted us to talk about how to read the charts within the crochet section, and specifically learning how to use those charts to design our own unique objects. It might be a skirt or a dress or etc. So I just wanted us to kind of talk through what that would look like. All right, so let's just take a look. In one of the videos that I had before, I was talking through my design process of selecting some of these crochet patterns and how I combine them to make a unique item. So as you would notice that there is a number. So when you look at my design sketches, you may see a number that I have, and then you would see I also put something that's divisible. So this is like a repeat, and in this particular example, the repeat is 10. And if I could move this closer, you would be able to see perhaps the rows. So example, this particular pattern goes up to a repeat of 8. So it's 10 stitches you would need to be able to create the pattern, and then it's a repeat of 10 rows. So you would want to go up 10 every 10 rows, 20 rows, 30 rows, etc., and that will give you this distinctive pattern sample. So this is the sample, and this is the actual crochet piece. And this is actually interlocking. I love interlocking because it allows you to crochet with two colors without cutting the yarn and having any joins. So the way that this pattern works is that you would work your first row in your first main color. You would stop, then you would work your first row in the secondary color, which in this example, it'll be the off-white or the cream, and the main color would be the blue. So you'd work that row. So you work every row 2 times. And that's how you would come up with this very unique and very beautiful pattern. So I just wanted to show you how you can translate the chart into a really good sample piece of your pattern. So let's talk through a little bit about this. So you'd actually have to do some counting. So instead of saying chain 10, as you would find in a lot of patterns that you have to read, this one you would actually have to count the amount of chains that you have and create that base. So you'd have multiples of 10 or multiples of 8, depending on what the pattern says. And then you have to know how to read each one of these symbols. So this is typically a chain symbol. This is your double crochet or your DC symbol. And this is actually a V stitch. And then you can see that there's 3 chain stitches. So your first row will be in your first chain, you would work a single crochet, and then for this one you actually started in this direction. So you would have used 1, 2, 3 to create your DC stitch, then 1, 2, 3, then you would create 1 DC, 2 DCs in the next chain space. You'd create 3 chains, then you'd skip 1, create a V-stitch, do one double crochet, another double crochet, chain 3, skip 2 chains, do a V-stitch, and so forth. And that's the repeat of this pattern. So I just wanted to show you how you would typically read a pattern from a pattern book, and what that process would look like. So the next step would be for you to join the second color, and then you would follow along. So you can't really see it very well because the lighting or the color choices that they chose to write to distinct what is the blue over the cream or off-white. So you'll have to pay close attention, but you would notice that it says A or B. So it's an A stitch or a B stitch. So that's what would make it distinctive and would make you know which color thread or yarn that you'd be using to create each stitch. So you'll just alternate the colors, A color, B color, and go through the 8 rows, and that will give you this beautiful stitch pattern right here. And you'd follow the same process with the other stitch patterns, etc. All right, so I hope this was helpful to anyone who wanted to know how to use your stitch Bible, it's called sometimes, or your crochet or your knit pattern book. And this is how you would do that, essentially taking this pattern that was already created to create your own finished object. So I hope this was helpful. Please like and subscribe, and feel free to comment below. I'd appreciate any comments that you have, and I'll continue to share my process, my design process with you, or just any tips and tricks that I think that would be helpful that I haven't seen out on the on YouTube or internet or Instagram. All right, so have a good one, and I'll talk to you soon.